write it.
My promoter usually starts out a page that just has a list of what you did. You put that in your chart. It's an introduction first. You can actually add a statement or something about you and that patient sign if you want to go that far.
The all-inclusive last or other concerning these symptoms is professional.
Yeah, it does give you a nice catch-all to say if you're worried about anything, come back.
Or any other concerns.
All right, we're going to wrap up. So the take-home points from this lecture. You want to, anytime you're discharging a patient against medical advice, I'm going to hit this again and again and again, you want to make sure that they have the capacity, the medical decision-making capacity to make that decision to leave. You want to make sure that as a component of that capacity, you've explained all of the risks, anything you can possibly think of that is pertinent to the issue, and that not only can they repeat those back to you, but they actually can understand them. And as nuanced as that can be, you want them to at least have some ability to demonstrate that it's not just a parroting, but it's an understanding and manipulation of that information in a way that proves that they understand it. And then lastly, document, 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 document. If you find that you're having trouble with writing your AMA documentations because of them being so broad and because of them including so many components, remember that there are general templates you can use. We have our forms that we have patients sign, which kind of guides you through the important things to include. But you can also have a template somewhere that has the key components and just make sure that you hit them in line when you're typing your notes. There's a number of studies actually that have showed that the more this kind of documentation on discharge is a template, the better they actually hit all the criteria that you're supposed to discuss when making a decision.
Do the AMA forms actually get scanned into the patient's charts? How often do they get lost or misplaced? Do you have any experience with that?
I can't give you statistics. They're supposed to be scanned into all of the charts. Same way that the EMS face sheets are supposed to be scanned. Same way that the discharge forms that you have them sign are supposed to be scanned. I don't know how often Kings County misplaces them and whatnot, but they are supposed to be included and re-uploaded up into the charts, as with all consent forms that we have patients sign.
I mean, you kind of brought up the topic of when they leave AMA, when you deem they do have capacity and you're protecting yourself legally. How often does the opposite happen when you deem they don't have capacity and you kind of, I guess, force treatment or whatever you want to use, then that ends up in a lawsuit or somehow?
You're asking what the statistics of patients
Not,
suing for
Or
bad?
does it happen? Or I don't know. I've just never heard of that happening.
It does happen. I don't know the percentage that it happens, but particularly if you made a mistake and you thought the patient didn't have capacity, or the mistake's the wrong way to put it, because you made that decision hopefully in a rational way. But it's always a patient's right to contest your decision. And you just have to be very sure that when you decide to take away their right to refuse treatment, that you are able to defend yourself. And that's going to be both as like a logical defense of what you're able to explain, but it's really going to matter what you wrote. So that's where these are going to come down to, is that not that you can explain it post facto, but that you're able to document it at the time.
Okay, if you want to continue the discussion, that's fine. We could the senior residents start heading down to the LRC for review.
Thank you guys.